just like, because you go as a kid to Disneyland and you're like, oh wow, it's so cool, blah blah blah. And then as you like, for example, when we went to Universal Studios, like I knew a lot of the places and it brought nostalgia and it made me feel like a kid again.
Sure.
And there were some new things that you got to explore, and it's like that's part of the fun.
It's like every time I go back to Disneyland, though, it's like, oh my God, like with my sisters and my cousin, I'm like, remember that one time? Like because when we were younger, we had the annual passes, because when in Arizona, it's like 6 hour drive, so we would go all the time.
That's crazy. You had an annual pass in Arizona?
Yeah, we would literally go all the time. So it was like Disney was definitely a part of my childhood.
Yeah, see, because we had the annual pass because like we were lived in LA so close. We would always have people over. And as a kid, I got burnt out because we would go literally all the time, like at least 12 times a year. At least once a month, for sure.
Okay, well,
more into summer because people would come visit and all that stuff.
Fuck.
No, but the thing is like you're a kid, right?
It's pretty small.
You don't get to enjoy what you want to do. So
that's true.
After you've ridden the log ride 12 times that year, after the third year, you're just like, dude, I want to go do something else. But nobody wants to go do all the small, unique things because everybody wants to see, when my family's visiting from Mexico, or we have friends from England who come visit.
It's like, we got to go to Splash Mountain.
Yeah, they want to go to Splash Mountain. They want to go to Space Mountain. They want to go see like the Matterhorn.
Those are
quickly,
the best rides,
I remember when I went for spring break with Taylor, and then she was like, powering through everything. Or maybe I was powering through everything. I don't know. I just like, when I go, I want to like, take it all in.
Yeah. No, well, I guess maybe that's why we liked it so much, was because we were always like that. Like we just went to to walk through the streets, and like we loved Main Street, just like walking.
Would you
through
guys
Main
stay
Street
there
and
for
stuff.
more than one day?
Yeah, we would always get like park hoppers and like go for an entire weekend.
Oh, see, that's nice. Yeah.
So but we'd always stay till like midnight, whatever. But I think when we used to go when we were little, it would just be like me and my two sisters. So it was just the three of us, and like it wasn't a big deal if like one wanted to do one versus the other. But when we got older and I would go with my cousins, like we were old enough to just go on our own, and like our parents wouldn't have to follow us. And like we had younger cousins, so then our parents would stay with them, and then we would just do whatever.
You can go and do like your own thing. Yeah.
So it was like still so fun because we got to like
it's
mess around
nice.
the entire
It's like
time.
honestly, like it's weird because it definitely is something that you want to take your kids to, for sure. Like some of my
Disney
best
World is sick.
No,
Have
okay.
any of you guys been to Disney?
I've been to Disney World 3 times. The
I've only
first
been
time I
once.
went is literally like some of my best childhood memories. Like I said, I was 4. I was 4 years old.
How do you even remember that?
I don't know.
get these, like, weird,
I'll
like-
tell you-
Memories literally, like scientifically, don't really start until you're 7.
You probably have these weird images.
I might have
I
been-
don't remember.
I might have been
probably,
5 or
saw a
6.
picture.
No. I might have been 5 or 6, but I'll tell you why. So we were living in Mexico at the time, so it was like 1998 or something.
And you went to Florida?
Yeah, and we went, or like 1998, 1999, and there was a hurricane. So
I did that
when we
once.
were staying there, I strictly I remember this so well. And I think it's just because it's a scary thing. I remember the pool. I remember getting there.
At your hotel?
Also, it's like for where we lived in Mexico, it's like a nice place. Like we lived in like nice homes in Mexico, but at the same time, like just the architecture of Disneyland
Oh, yeah.
is so much crazier. And it was the first time I had ever gone. So I must have been 5 or 6, maybe 4, 5 or 6. I can't remember. Anyway, I remember specifically the pool, and then I remember a couple days in looking through the blinds and seeing it was an L-shaped, like we were staying at the hotel, and there was a guy going to each door, knocking on the door with a sheet.
Saying
And I remember that, and so when he got to us, it was like, hey, there's a hurricane coming. We're evacuating everybody, and they evacuated all of us, and we spent like a night or two at some place. I don't remember where it was. No, it's like a big, it could have been like a football stadium or I don't remember because it's in Orlando. So it might have been, maybe where the Orlando Magic play. I can't remember. I was a kid. But they put us on a bus and they took us somewhere.
Oh,
and we stayed in cots. We stayed in cots and like on the floor. And then they
Hurricane came. Half my family died.
Yeah. So we hung out there, and then the first time we went out, we went to Animal Kingdom, but it was so foggy I just remember that like so well. It's just like I felt so immersed as like a little kid. It was so foggy out because the hurricane had just come through. It was humid and wet and there was fog everywhere, and we were in Animal Kingdom, and it was like all of like I felt like I was out there.
Florida's always humid though, and foggy.
I know, but after a hurricane, come on, And I just remember that so well. It was like, yeah, it's not the best way you would want to take your trip, but like I will never forget that. It's like one of my youngest memories.